YouTube. Back out again. Just gone and got my wig cut. So got a few hours to spare. I thought I'd go down to one of my usual haunts and see what we can get. See if we get some rabbits, wood pigeons. Let's see what we get. So we've got a really nice day today. These nice hot sunny days, the rabbits like to come out sunbathe. There's a little baby one there. Let's see that. Wee baby one. There's a woody up there. This is a nice old bridge. There's a bunny over there. It's quite far out, but I'm going to try because Meg's... Oh, he's spooked. He's gone. There's one over there in the bush. Miss. Oh, shot. Shot. He's out. Not much of a twitch or nothing. Nettle stung to hell, yeah, I've got shorts on. Looks like a neck shot. Straight through the neck. Straight through the neck. Yep, look, straight through. Humane as you like. Right, I'm going to bag them up. Right guys, we're just coming down to this nice little stream here. Got two woodies. One of them, the camera wasn't rolling, so kind of mucked that one up, but I got one of them on. They're both shot in the neck. Missed quite a few rabbits like, but never mind. So what my plan is to maybe do a little catch and coop with these, just a little, show you how I cook them up for the way I'm eating at the minute, and just maybe have a little talk to the camera as well, so I'll get you back for that anyway. Right, YouTube, it's the next morning. It's 11:15. Usually have my first meal at 11. I've got it all prepped in here, the pigeon. I was going to go and out and do a cooking video outside, but it's pissing during the day, so I'm just going to cook it up in here. So hopefully, I don't know, we'll see how we get on. Right, so what I've got prepped here is some smoky bacon, 4 slices just chopped up with the scissors. I'm just going to put that on now to heat. And I've got in here, I've got me 4 pigeon legs. That's the breast meat, it's all sliced up nicely. The gizzard. 2 gizzards there. So the gizzard, if you've ever gutted a bird or a pigeon or a pheasant or something like that, it has this in it. It's rock hard, and you cut it open, and inside it's like a lever. I've cut the lever out, but it's like a hard lever inside, but it's full of stones, little bits of grit. And this is where the food goes into there, and the little bits of grit help churn it up to help the bird digest it. That's how they digest their food. So they're probably not everyone's palate. They don't really taste of anything. They're just like a muscle meat, but they're crunchy when you eat them. Quite crunchy, different kind of texture. So I've got them, and the pigeon. One of the pigeons yesterday had loads of fat in with it next to the gizzard. Proper yellow fat. That's good stuff. That's good fuel. So I'll be using that as well today to cook with. And I just want to show you how I eat my organs. Because when you cook the organs, it kills a lot of the nutrients off in it. So the heart and the liver, instead of cooking that off, because it's not that good taste cooked anyway, and I don't really like to chew it, I just swallow it. There we go, done. Right, so the rest is just going to get fried. Throw this in now, the bacon. Sounds nice and hot. Just a little bit of beef fat there just to get it started. Right, so just let that fry a little bit, get it a little bit crispy. This, I'm just showing you what I'm doing for the way I'm eating at the minute, which is carnivore, like I did mention in the other video. The only things that I'm buying from the shop is eggs, bacon and butter. That's the only things that's added. Everything else is just the rabbits, the pigeons, the squirrels. And I've been doing it for now like 2.5 weeks, like that. Completely strict. I just eat 2 meals a day. Some days I only have 1 meal actually, because it sustains you. You don't feel hungry because your body's getting everything it needs. You know, especially when you're having the organ meats in there as well. That's like it's totally bioavailable for your body to absorb the nutrients from that, and your body's getting everything at once, so it's happy. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't get any cravings or anything like that. No sugar cravings. You totally get over the sugar addictions and stuff like that. I'll show you what I'm having later. Yeah, there's a rabbit in there, and there's the hind legs of a squirrel in there as well. So me and the dog will both have that. And what I'll do is I'll just when it's all tenderized and it comes off the bone, I just take it all off the bone, and then quickly flash fry it with a little bit of bacon in butter, just to get the fat through it, and then eat that. That's a meal in itself as well. Right, so I'm just adding the legs in that now. You see bits of fat there. Good stuff, that. It's gold for a reason. Right, so that's just sizzling away there. This isn't really like eating for taste, it's more eating for nutrition, you know. It's just eating to sustain yourself, eating for fuel. But you realise when you eat this way, you start feeling like really quite good, and it's a discipline. But when you're so disciplined with it, you don't get all the other sugar cravings and feel the need to snack all the time. You don't get the, you know, the highs and lows of the sugar crashes and that out during the day when you're using fat as fuel. You know, that's what it is. It's a perfect fuel for your body. That's why your body stores it. So now we've got some big block of, well, not a block, but a lump of organic butter. Just shove that in there. Right, this is the end product. Just fried it in butter and give it some sea salt, and that's it. Plate of sustenance right there. So I'm gonna have a bite into it. Right, so I think I might overcooked it a little bit. So we're talking to the camera that. How about that, you know? Just for pure sustenance, you know, like I can eat that, right? It's only 2 pigeons. But I'm using the liver, the heart, the gizzard, obviously the breasts and the legs as well. Sometimes I give them a meg because they're a bit tough. Right, and sometimes I can eat that, right? It's 11 o'clock in the morning now, I can eat that and I won't be hungry again for the rest of the day. Totally no cravings, nothing. And you get into shape as well. You know, like all your fat and all that, all the swelling in your face, all the water retention off eating too many carbs and all that just all goes away. You find that when you do everything that you've been told not to do, like eat, you know, they tell you to stay away from fatty red meat and all that, which is pure lies, by the way. The whole cholesterol myth has well been busted now. It's not the cholesterol that's causing heart disease in people. It's all the other stuff that they have mixed with it that's causing inflammation in the body. And then what cholesterol does is it's a healing molecule, and it goes to try and patch up where's inflamed. It's like when you get a cut on your arm or a graze and it gets like that sticky film over it. That's cholesterol. It's the healing molecule. So cholesterol's getting the blame for all this, and it's not the cholesterol's fault. You know, it's a joke, man. It's the biggest lie in human history, I think. And also cholesterol is essential for all your hormone productions, your melatonin, your testosterone, everything. That's why I think they've been taking fat out of everything for years as well, make the testosterone levels go down. And now they're using, if you look in the ingredients on things, right, everything's packed full of soy. Soy's in nearly everything, I've noticed. I look at the ingredients all the time. Just they're weaponizing food against me, I'm telling you. Anyway, I'm not going to go too far into all that. But I do think it's a good idea, you know, because you seen through COVID and all that, the people panic buying and stuff like that. I do believe that there could be a full breakdown in the system soon, where no shops have food and stuff like that. It could happen. I hope it doesn't, but it could. And it doesn't harm to be prepared for that. You know what I mean? It's almost like having insurance, but a catapult is a perfect tool. You know, it's silent. It's quite silent. It's legal. It's only bands, and you can make it. You know, a frame out of anything. Like, I'm going to make one out of this natural fork. So it's totally sustainable. You know, you're totally sustaining yourself. So if there's food shortages, you can go out there and you're going to get something. You're going to survive. You know. I think it's just a good thing to teach your kids as well. But like what I'm doing at the minute though is I'm trying it out, you know, as if it was the real thing. Like, what would you eat? I mean, I know I'm adding eggs, bacon and butter in, but I do believe I could sustain myself on just the things that I'm catching. You know, I would eat all the skin and all that on pigeons and stuff, because that's where the fat is in the skin. Because that's what you need, the fat. Yeah. And obviously you'd be like looking around, it depends what time of year it was, you'd be eating berries and stuff like that. You know, and that's what I mean. Like, I like to go back. How did we used to live? How did we used to live before shops and agriculture and all that? We used to go out and hunt, and we would be predominantly living on meat, or in hotter climates where fruit and that grows all the time, I would eat that as well. Would eat whatever was around me, what was available, you know what I mean? But if you say, like, in the northeast of England, what would you eat? Say there was no shops, no ways and means of getting food. What would you eat if you lived out in the wild now? What would you eat? We're looking around you, what's that to eat? There's only animals. There's no, like, in winter especially. You know, if you try and be a vegan in the middle of winter and you're living off the land, you're going to perish, like. Do you know what I mean? So, aye, and it's, like I say, it makes you feel really good, man. You get that discipline, you know, and you, obviously I train as well, but I'm not actually trying to make this video about me here. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just talking about things, you know, the dark system, the dark reality of the world, the medical system. You know, like, everything that happens to you, right, medically, you know, like, say you get cancer or whatever, it's all caused by something. It's cause and effect. You know what I mean? We live in a world of cause and effect, so it's, every outcome has a cause. There's something causing it, but they'll tell you, oh, it's hereditary and all this. It can't be cured naturally, and it can. Even cancer, you know, they tell you cancer research and all that. It's just a total scam, because there's too much money in it for them to let it go. They're fighting people's symptoms and giving people radiation and all that, right? When all they would really have to do, right, is tell people to fast and eat zero carb diets, because carbohydrates, it's sugar. That's what cancer feeds off. Do you know what I mean? But it's just so dark, man. I'm not having to go at doctors and nurses and all that. I'm not having to go at them at all. they're just doing their job, you know. But they're following a system. They've been trained by the system, and they're following the system. And all the system does is fight symptoms. It treats symptoms. It doesn't treat the main cause. If it treated the cause, there wouldn't be no symptoms. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. But you can do all this yourself. You don't need them. That's what I mean. So it's just, you know, everyone's suffering with depression, anxiety and all that. And why is that? It's because we're strayed so far from nature. And everything in nature, right, eats its own diet, what it's meant to eat. You know? Like, say, you know, a zebra eats grass. And so you never get a fat, overweight, dying, full of diabetes zebra, do you? No, but you do in humans. But why is that? It's because we're eating what we're not meant to be eating, which is all processed stuff, full of seed oils and full of sugar and that, you know. And I'm not like trying to, you know, I'm just saying what I've found. And when you start eating like this, it really opens your eyes to it, because you realise you get all your health back, and you feel great, you're full of energy. And these people that are telling you, oh, you can't eat that, you know, like, it makes me laugh, right? I'm going on a bit of a tangent, yeah. Like, honestly, I could talk about this for days, right? Because I could point out all the things that's totally wrong with the system, right? Which I'm sure most people can. But with this, with the food, like when I go to shops and all that, right? You go to the meat aisle. It's a small little aisle, a few fridges, right? And then the full rest of the shop is just full of processed shite. It's all fucking got a million ingredients in it. It's all crisps. You know, there's aisles full of crisps. There's aisles, you know, they've got full aisles full of biscuits. Just pure garbage. It's really bad for your health, right? Full of wheat and all that, right? Aisles full of chocolate, right? No one bats an eye there. You get things come around like Easter. You fill your kids full of chocolate, you know? And that's perfectly accepted, right? But if you started feeding your kid full of steak, they'd have an issue with it and go, oh, what you doing? You're a bad parent, you're going to kill your kids and all the rest of it. You know what I mean, though? And honestly, it's not bad. Meat ain't bad. Meat's what we're supposed to be eating and what we've evolved on for millions of years. So, but this meat, you know, wood pigeon, it's so healthy, man. Now, when I was sorting them out yesterday, it was full of what do you call it? Hazel. The new hazel leaves. That's what they're eating at the minute, and they eat the flowers as well, off the ones that's producing flowers and that. Right, but anyway, I don't know if you want to know any of that, but if not, that's okay. So I'm going to continue with this anyway. For my goal was at least a month. It's not even hard for us, to be honest. It's not even hard to eat like this way. It's not even hard to eat this way. Once you get over the whole, you know, your palate gets really, at the minute, you know, if you're eating McDonald's and stuff like that, your palate's stimulated all the time. It needs the dopamine spike off the stimulating foods. But when you just start eating plain, you get used to it. You get used to the natural flavours and that. When you start appreciating it. That's another thing as well I want to mention. What I've noticed, right, is that I just feel more, a lot more connected to my food when I eat like this way. Because you go out, you hunt, you get it, you bring it, you process it, you sell everything. You know, I always try and neutralise as much of the animal as possible. And you create this respect between you and your food. You really do, you know. I think, like, and you get, like, obviously vegans and all that, and I don't judge anyone, you know. Your choices, do whatever you want. But they think, like, how can you respect something that you're going out and killing, you know what I mean? But it's a different thing. You're connected to it. It's part of you as well. You are it, so you have mutual respect for that. Whereas most people, and again I'm not judging, have just been conditioned to go to the shop, they buy the meat, they don't even think about what it's been through to get to that stage. It's been processed, it's been killed, processed, all that, it's been packaged and gone through all the rigmarole, and it's got to you, but you don't think of any of that. Like when you're eating a McDonald's burger, you don't think it's there, you just eat it. But then when you say to someone, oh, I've got a couple of squirrels, I'm gonna skin them and eat them later, they go, what? That's disgusting, why would you do that, blah blah blah. But it's the same thing as what they're doing, but they're so disconnected they don't realise that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I didn't want to go too far with this. I went quite deep there, to be honest, and it wasn't even my intention, but like I say, man, I could talk about this for years, but aye, it's a good thing. Get yourself out, do a bit of bushcraft, tune your skills, and then if ever anything did happen, you wouldn't be like everyone else running around with a head like a hedge's chicken, because you would know, right, well, I've got an idea now what I'm doing, whereas they're not going to know, and they're going to be panic. Like just think of these scenarios, you know. Imagine if there was no food in the shops, right? Because it would disappear fast, because everyone would panic buy. And there's people with families, kids and that, and they have to feed their kids. Can you imagine, like the pressure on the parent, having kids screaming and all that, and you've got to try and feed them, and you can't feed them. Literally, people will be willing to kill. Do you know what I mean? It'll be like anarchy in the streets. People will be robbing each other's houses to get the food out of the fridge and that, you know what I mean? No, I'm not saying that's likely to happen, but it could, you know what I mean? Nothing's guaranteed, is it? But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. But if you liked it, give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.